those were good times. Let's see. There's basketball. There's Bobby. Here's a good shot of Joey and Ned. Look at that. That's Bobby. That's Dale. That's Ronnie Miller. That's me. That's Tommy Trotman. There's Joe. I don't know who the hell that is. Bottom left is Joe. Bottom right is Ned. We're cutting down the nets. That's what we're doing here. We're just cutting down the nets. There's Mickey, Dale, Clint. That's me up there. You can't see me. Those uniforms are probably from 1930.
He was number 22. He's 23 there.
Away jersey.
Oh, away
So
jersey
home
was.
yeah, so it's always in the odd number, one up.
I didn't know that. I
So,
thought
yeah.
okay.
He's the fella that made this all happen.
Oh,
Oh, where is she?
awesome.
Debbie Clare did.
Joe Paul. Two first names. Joe and Paul, same guy. Knock-kneed, pigeon-toed. Toughest son of a bitch you ever want to meet. He would always play the best player on the other team. Joe beat the shit out of him. Okay.
Joe really was the heart and soul of the teams that he played on. Unbelievably hardworking, played defense when nobody else wanted to play defense.
Bob and Elaine McClure. I'd like to see them. Barb Moyer, that's our coach's daughter. Mickey and Rose Miller. Mickey was one of my roommates. Mickey was a tremendous scorer. He could just score and hustle.
And that jump shot of yours, it would seem like you'd be launched out of a cannon up into the air before you let go with that soft, feathery, high arcing shot. You were a great teammate. You welcomed me as a freshman coming in.
Ned Braun. Ned was the purest shooter, if you understand basketball. He was just unbelievable. He had no jump shot. He couldn't get off the floor, but he could shoot and move, and he was from Stroudsburg. He tremendous shooter.
Your last two games, you scored 47 points in those last two games and took the MVP. But I'll never forget our trip down to Florida.
You have to go there to
With Vicky and Aaron.
Bobby was strong, get the ball into him, and you could have four guys hanging on him. He'd still go up and make a basket. Joe was our defensive specialist, and I was supposed to be the guy to run everything, but it ran itself.
Oh, this is great. You know, I've seen Frank like once in 50 years. Are you kidding me? Where'd all that time go?
That's
You know,
right.
Love this guy.
Crazy.
Absolutely. Time. I believe this might be the room where Dr. Van Erdy, who was my advisor, said I'll never graduate. And it might be too, where she said, I hope you don't plan to major in history. And I beat her at both.
That's hilarious.
So the away jerseys were different numbers, Joe
Right.
told
At
me. I
first,
didn't know.
22 and 23. Yeah.
Okay.
Then this kid Jordan later took my number.
Oh, there you are.
This was,
I don't see you in this picture.
no, that's the first time they won. Joe and I weren't there.
Oh,
I was still in high school.
okay.
67, 68.
You arrived the year after.
That was the first year.
Okay.
There's Bobby, Ned, Mickey here. Mike Matthews coming back. He was a real good player. Pat Rothdeutsch. There's Joe. Look at that good-looking guy with all that hair, Joe.
Great gorilla.
Huh?
So it's priceless for me being able to see Skag again. I mean, we came in as freshmen. I mean, we look like Mutt and Jeff, right? I mean, although we both do look Italian, which I found out I'm Italian. Because, you know, I was adopted, I never knew. You know, it's like, I was raised Jewish, I never knew.
Che dice, paesano?
Right, yeah, paesano. Now, on the court, Frank was unbelievable floor general, and he could score, he could defend, he could do everything. He could really jump pretty good. We were in the championship game trying to hold the ball for the last shot in 1970. Frank's got the ball. You couldn't take the ball off him. I don't care how quick you were. And he's dribbling around, dancing in and out, blah, blah, blah. But he forgot at one point that there was a 5-second rule. They called it jump ball. Frank's got to go up against a guy much bigger than him to get the ball at a critical time in the game. And sure enough, he launches like a torpedo and handles the jump, but we got the ball, and it ended up leading to the winning basket. So,
back in the days when there was no three-point line, when there was no shot clock, we would press up on teams. Scagliato would run behind people and steal the ball from them.
Frankie, the ball handling wizard with unparalleled court vision. And I remember we played PMC down at their place in '70, and you avoided a trap just before half court with like a minute left in the game. 5 guys came at you, and you rifled a pass through all 5 to Mickey underneath the basket for the clinching 3-point play. And just one other memory I wanted to share. I'm not sure who's going to remember this, but it was the evening before the championship game in 1969. We were in a hotel in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. We had each won our semifinal game. It was going to be us against PMC. It was freezing. I mean, it was like 10 degrees outside. The phone rings at 3 o'clock in the morning. And Frank picks the phone up. Frank and I were rooming together at 3:30 in the friggin' morning. It was friggin' Mike Studzinski and his boys from PMC who were staying at the same hotel, telling us what they were doing to our mothers and what they were going to do to us the next night.
Wrong guy to call, man.
So Frank jumps out of bed quicker than he ever was on the court. He grabs his big ass black belt, wraps around his fist. He's only in his underwear, and runs out onto the balcony and challenges the entire PMC team. Now that's courage, man.
I was up in the balcony. I knew they couldn't get it.
I think we talked about this. Did you even remember that?
As you're telling me now, it's starting to.
It's coming back. To join a core group of a championship nucleus was special. Those years that we played together were priceless to me, and so I wanted everybody to kind of share it together.
My specialty, I was just a shooting forward and rebounding, play defense. Not one of the stars, but had fun.
It was our 3rd championship. We hung on and won the game, and we were happy. We were talking, and I was, a little bit bittersweet because that was the last game I was going to play.
I think I might be the nicest looking guy on there.
The only person that's not here that I wanted to see was Coach Ron Lochner and his wife Ruth. He was the assistant coach. Ronnie, I guess, took sick yesterday, so he's getting up there. When you get to be 80, these things happen. But No, wish him a speedy recovery for sure.
I think we all should start the program with a huge shout out to Joe, because this would not happen if it wasn't for him. He was the heart and soul behind this, and so I think just a big round of applause.
You know, 50 years ago seems so surreal, doesn't it? I mean, a half a century ago, it's amazing. We were lucky. I mean, we had great teammates, coaches, and a great college to attend. We're very fortunate.
We played teams like Penn, Lehigh Lafayette every year. We ended up in the NCAA tournament playing Cheney State, who was ranked number 3 in the country, not Division III, 3 in the country.
Every generation has its problems, has its unique circumstances. In our case, Vietnam War. It was the civil rights movement. It was our draft status. It was, it was what we were going to do once we got our education. It was maintaining our deferment so we could make it another year in college.
We were lucky, really lucky. There weren't athletic scholarships for us back in those days. To have this group all at the same time at Muhlenberg College was indeed a special thing. And it's been great to have this. If I wouldn't have had Joe and Bobby on the front line, I was a 6'2" forward. I would get my ass in a lot of trouble. And these guys would always bail me out. And nobody would mess with either one of them. And it was great to be able to mouth off and then run.
When all is said and done, I thought basketball was fun. I look forward to the next season. I look forward to the next practice, and I certainly look forward to the next game.
I'd just like to say thanks for everybody coming back, to have all these people back here today coming from California, Montana, Utah, Florida. It's just so nice to see everybody here together. Thanks for coming.
The one thing it does tell us is that this was a special place for you. And the fact that we have so many of you returning says a lot. It was a special time for you, and I'm so happy that you're back here to celebrate those memories. Coach Kevin Hopkins, in his 3rd year, off to a 12-4 start.
Like Lynn said, this is a great event. Anytime you can get this many people back on campus, bring back some of your guys' old memories, hopefully. Lynn also, I think, understated how good of a player she was. I think she probably scored the most points of anybody in the room right now. 2000, what?
Something like that.
Wow.
I like to shoot. I didn't pass. Not too many assists.
Right.
I guess my question to you guys would be, number one, what was the secret to scoring, what was it, 85 points a game, pre-3-point line, no shot clock?
Yeah.
How'd you do that? And what advice do you have for these guys trying to build towards what you guys have?
I think one of the big reasons for success was that all the guys that played here, no one really cared who was scoring, who was getting the recognition. All we cared about was winning the game, whatever we could do. And each one of us contributed in our way to make Coach happy and to win the game. And I think that's what made us successful, you know, over that period of time. And we had a great combination of chemistry where we had guys that could shoot and move and rebound and hustle. And our practices were probably more competitive sometimes than the games we played in, you know. And I think that was one of the ingredients to our success. That working relationship that we all had and the will of wanting to be successful and please coach. And please coach.
Defense.
Yeah.
Well said.
I think that's great advice.
But we had all local guys. Ned was from Stroudsburg, Mickey was from Lehighton, I was from the Slate Belt, Jay was from Allentown. It was all some of the best guys who played in the Lehigh Valley. And I think that was part of the reason we had good chemistry. And Coach Moyer was a good guy. You know, I had trouble with him in my first couple years, but that was more me than him.
I sure wish that Coach Moyer and Aaron could be here today. You know, Coach had a profound influence all my life. And I would have run through a brick wall for him. I'm so glad his daughter Barb and son Ken could be here. I've been wrestling with my mortality, and I was afraid that I wasn't going to see these guys ever again. So I just decided it was time to do something special, and we were able to pull it off.
What do you guys think of the game? Good.
I like the way they run up and down the court.
To win the conference 3 years in a row, even at that level, was saying something.